Hey, it's Nick, the guy from the video, in this video, I'm working on some jacks for the camper. They're going to be like in all four corners, and they're going to lift the camper up and down to put it on my truck and move it around in my shop. And then also, we're going to be putting some sheets of POLYCOR, the siding material, on the camper. So it'll actually start to look like a camper instead of just a box. Got these all tacked up. I'm gonna burn in these welds, and then I gotta put these in the corners. And once I've got those on, we can do a first test lift. Still gotta get them painted and stuff, but I might just wait and do that at the end of the day. Whoa, all of a sudden there's foam panels everywhere. What's going on here? Well, basically those are just the insulation panels. That's R6 1-inch thick insulation, and I just didn't record putting it up because really it was just kind of boring. Just cut it with a razor knife and pop it in, and then I was sealing it just a second ago there with some sealing tape that's designed to, cover up all the seams. Sealing tape seals it up. Kind of makes sense. Now I'm putting in the subfloor. This is 1/2-inch plywood, 1/2-inch Baltic birch plywood. The strongest stuff you can get, basically. Yeah, that's gonna be the subfloor. So now we got something to walk around on. That's pretty exciting. So what I need to do now is go through basically every metal support on the side of the camper and remove the rust, clean it very well, and then prep it for the double-sided VHB tape. So let's do that now. So basically, to get this first panel up, I cut it a little bit long of the length of the height of the camper, and then what I've done is I've clamped a straight edge. In this case, it's some L-track right along where I want the edge of my panel to go, because I really want my seams to be nice and straight. So I'm going to pull off all that tape, and then I'm going to stick this panel on here as carefully as possible, and hopefully we get a decent result. Let's give it a shot. Here's the rolls of VHB tape that I got. It's about 108 feet. I'll drop a link below if anybody needs this kind of tape. I got a pretty good deal on it for a 100-foot roll, and I ended up getting 2 rolls, and I think I'm gonna need even more than that. So I'll link that below, but this is some super strong stuff. All right, see if I can stick another one without messing this up. Halfway there. Got the first 3 panels on. I'm pretty happy so far with how flat everything's looking. Woo! All right, we got both sides skinned today. Pretty stoked. It's so smooth and so flat. I'm so excited with the finish. Oh my God, look at that mirror. Yeah. The panels sat on the camper overnight. Everything's looking good. Feels like it's really well bonded on there. And that bond increases over the 72-hour period. So that's just gonna keep getting stronger. Now I think it's on there enough for me to trim it out. So I'm gonna take the flush trim router and go all around the edge, and should be looking like a camper once we do that. This is incredibly messy. It's cutting really well, but yeah, super messy. That's so messy. The wall panels are going well. I'm very stoked on how this POLYCOR is working out. I got the first one that I had to curve on here, and I used some tie down straps and pulled the part that needed to curve underneath the camper. That seemed to work pretty good. The tape stuck super well. There's just a tiny bit of distortion on this lower part where in between the metal supports. So I may just glue something to the back of it and kind of suck it up so that it's nice and flat on the bottom. But I'm super happy with how the curve looks and how the material bent. It already feels like it bonded super well. So we're gonna give it a little bit of time and then get this back piece on. And after that, I'll move up to the front half and getting close to having this thing skinned. It's very exciting to see it come to shape, and it's looking really glossy, and I'm just stoked. It's gonna be awesome. My big kitchen window cut out. Yeah, pretty happy with how that's sitting around that radius. And I think under here, you may be able to see, it's hard to see it on camera, but just above where that 2x is sitting, there's a little bit of distortion. It's honestly not a big deal, and the overall effect is being achieved. So we're right on track for where we need this thing to be.
I think it's just this side.
Yeah, but I don't want it to be that close. We got at least 4 or 5 inches we can go up. So just start cranking.
Alright. That one's head.
Do you want a yoga mat for this? No, it's fine.
Alright. You good?
Let's go a little more. Sure.
Good.
Looks good.
Turn your wheel to the left a little.
Push the wheel to my left or turn the truck to the left?
Yeah. Turn your wheel to the, yeah, there you go, just a little bit.
Oh, look at that.
Oh yeah, turn that. If it was your B4 4Runner, I would say keep that there. Get that. Well, yeah, look. I think you really lined up with the camera and like a.
Well, this is exciting. We get to see the camper on truck actually looking like a camper for the first time, and that is super cool. Check it out. Got the scissor stairs on there. I think I may need to add a little block. I might actually even just put another piece of aluminum on the bottom rail there. These stairs were a U set that I found, so the height is not, exact, but it'll be close enough, and they seem sturdy. I'm pretty stoked on that. So let's cruise on in. Yeah. The bed space looks so nice and comfy. There's still going to be a window right there. I got to get that installed, and I'm excited to start working on the cabinets. I think we're going to be making the cabinets out of 80/20 extruded aluminum. I'm sorry, 20/20 extruded aluminum. The 80 refers to the height of the bar, and I'm going with 20mm bars instead of 80mm bars, which I'm sure I'll get a lot of flack for the smaller 20/20 extrusion instead of the 80/20 extrusion, but I've built a roof rack for a 4Runner and for my Tundra with 20/20 extrusion, and it's very strong. And if you build it right, you can use the smaller, cheaper, lighter weight extrusion and still get the same result. So I think that's the plan. She's tall. She's real tall. But it looks great. Super stoked that we got to check out the camper on the truck, but there is plenty of work to be done. So now it's time to pull it off of the truck. Yesterday when I put it on, I had a bunch of people here kind of guiding me and stuff, and it was the first time, but I was going real slow. Now I'm gonna try it by myself because this is more like what it's really gonna be like when I pick up the camper. So let's see how it goes. Also, there was a lot of people here and I didn't record while I was installing these, but these are my cam latches that are gonna hold the camper to the flatbed. Each one's rated for 2,000 pounds, and I think that probably exceeds the need. And we're gonna test it out, of course, make sure everything's safe, and if we need to add more secure mounting, I'll go ahead and do that. So we're gonna definitely make sure it's locked down. But I've got 4 of those, and I think that's gonna do it, but we're gonna definitely test it. Thank you for following along on the build. I'm super excited to show you what's next. Definitely check out the next video. We have a little bit of drama, and drop a comment below if you have any questions. Oh my God, that sucked.